The morning everything fell apart started with spilled chai. Steam rose from the small pot on the stove as Imran stood in his tiny kitchen, stirring milk, tea leaves, cardamom, and sugar together the way his late wife used to. His 6-year-old daughter, Aisha, sat at the table in her oversized school sweater, her hair half braided, half wild. "Abu, it smells like Amma," she said softly. Imran swallowed the ache in his throat. "That's because I'm using her secret ingredient." "What is it?" "Love," he smiled, tapping her nose. He was a single father for 3 years now. His wife had died during Aisha's birth, and since then, every day felt like walking a tightrope without a net. He worked as a junior accountant at a large tea manufacturing company in the city. The company was known nationwide for its premium chai blends. The irony of it all wasn't lost on him. He brewed tea every morning in a small, cracked pot, while working for a company that sold thousands of cups a day. They were already running late. Aisha's school bus had changed routes, and now Imran had to drop her off before heading to work. His boss had warned him twice this month about punctuality. One more late mark, and there would be consequences. "Finish your paratha quickly, princess," he urged. But fate had its own timetable. As they drove through the busy main road, traffic suddenly halted. A small crowd had formed near the sidewalk. Imran considered taking a detour, but Aisha leaned forward. "Abu, someone is crying." He rolled down the window and heard a woman's voice, strained, panicked. "Please, someone help me." Imran stepped out. On the pavement, a heavily pregnant woman sat clutching her stomach. Sweat beaded on her forehead. She looked alone, terrified. Her water broke. Someone whispered from the crowd. "Ambulance is stuck in traffic." People watched. Some recorded videos. No one moved. Imran didn't think twice. He helped her into his car carefully. "Aisha, sit quietly, beta," he said, trying to steady his voice. The woman gripped his arm tightly. "Please, my baby. You're going to be okay," he reassured her, though his own heart was racing. He drove as fast as he could, weaving through traffic. He didn't know her name. He didn't know who she was. He only knew she needed help. At the hospital entrance, nurses rushed out with a wheelchair. The woman was taken inside. Imran stood there, breathless. A nurse returned. "Sir, are you family?" "No, I just found her on the road." "She's lucky you did. She was close to collapsing." He checked his phone. 9:47 a.m. He was supposed to clock in at 9 o'clock. His stomach sank. He quickly dropped Aisha at school and sped toward his office. Every red light felt like a ticking bomb. When he reached the company building, it was already 10:32. The HR manager was waiting near the entrance. "Mr. Imran, this is the 3rd time this month," she said flatly. "I had an emergency. We all have emergencies. My daughter and I helped a pregnant woman." She could have. "Save it for the report," she interrupted. "The board has been strict about punctuality. Please collect your final settlement from accounts." The words hit him like a slap. "You're firing me?" "I'm afraid so." He stood there, stunned. Years of loyal service, overtime, silent sacrifices, gone in a moment. He didn't argue. Maybe he was too tired to fight. When he walked out of the building with a small cardboard box of his belongings, the city felt louder than usual. Honking cars. Street vendors shouting. Life moving on as if nothing had changed. At home, Aisha ran to him. "Abu. You're early." He forced a smile. "Yes, princess." That night, he sat on the floor after she fell asleep, staring at unpaid bills. Rent was due in 10 days. School fees in 2 weeks. He whispered to the empty room, Ya Allah, I did the right thing, didn't I? The next morning, his phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Imran, a calm female voice asked. Yes? This is City Care Hospital. The patient you brought yesterday would like to meet you. His first instinct was fear. Had something gone wrong? Is she okay? She delivered a healthy baby boy. Relief flooded him. I'll come, he said. At the hospital, he felt underdressed among polished floors and expensive flowers in the private wing. A nurse guided him to a spacious room. Inside, the woman from yesterday sat upright on the bed, holding a newborn wrapped in soft white cloth. She looked different now, calm, composed. When she saw him, her eyes filled with gratitude. You came, she said softly. Of course. How are you feeling? Alive. Because of you. He shook his head. Anyone would have done the same. She smiled faintly. No. They didn't. There was a pause. I never asked your name, she said. Imran. Imran, do you know who I am? He hesitated. No. She gestured to the bouquet on the table. The card had a company logo he recognized instantly. It was the same elegant golden teacup symbol printed on his old office ID card. His heart skipped. My name is Zara Khan, she said. I own Khan Chai Industries. His mind went blank. The company. The one that had just fired him. I inherited it from my father, she continued. I was returning from an inspection when my driver fainted in traffic. I stepped out for help, and everything happened so fast. Imran felt the world tilt. She studied his face. You look pale. Are you all right? He debated whether to tell her. Pride wrestled with honesty. I was fired yesterday, he admitted quietly. For being late. Her expression changed. Fired? From which company? He gave a small, ironic smile. Yours. Silence filled the room. What is your position? Junior accountant. Zara pressed a button. Within minutes, her assistant entered. Bring me the termination file for an employee named Imran Ahmed. Immediately. The assistant nodded and left swiftly. Zara looked back at him. You lost your job because you saved me and my son? He shrugged helplessly. Rules are rules. She leaned back, eyes blazing, not with anger at him, but something deeper. No, she said firmly. Rules are meant to serve people, not punish humanity. When the file arrived, she skimmed it quickly. 3 late marks. No mention of emergency. He explained everything. Her jaw tightened. This company was built on my father's belief that chai brings warmth to people's lives. What kind of warmth do we offer if we freeze our own employees? She turned to her assistant. Schedule an emergency board meeting today. Imran stood awkwardly. Ma'am, I didn't come here for. I know, she interrupted gently. That's exactly why you deserve more. By afternoon, he found himself back in the same corporate building he had walked out of in defeat just a day earlier. But this time, he wasn't carrying a box. He was walking beside the owner. The boardroom fell silent when Zara entered with her newborn in her arms. She didn't sit. Yesterday, she began, this man saved my life and my child's life. This morning, I learned he was fired for being late because he was helping me. Murmurs spread across the room. The HR manager looked stunned. Zara's voice remained calm but sharp. If compassion is a liability in this company, then we are in the wrong business. No one spoke. She continued, effective immediately, Mr. Imran Ahmed is reinstated. Relief washed over him, but she wasn't done. And he will be promoted to senior financial supervisor. We need leaders who understand humanity. Gasps echoed around the table. Imran blinked. Ma'am, that's too much. I'm not, you are exactly what this company needs, she said softly. A man who stops for strangers. A father who teaches kindness by example. Tears burned in his eyes. He hadn't cried since his wife's funeral. Zara added one more announcement. We are implementing a compassion policy. Verified emergencies will never result in termination. We will also establish a childcare support fund for single parents in the company. This time, the silence felt different. Reflective. Later that evening, Imran returned home with a different kind of exhaustion, one mixed with gratitude. Aisha ran to him again. Abu. Did you find a new job? He knelt and hugged her tightly. No, princess. I got my old one back. Really? And a better one. Her eyes sparkled. See? Amma's secret ingredient works. He laughed through tears. Yes. Love. Weeks passed. The story quietly circulated through the company. Employees felt seen in a way they hadn't before. One afternoon, Zara visited the office nursery that had been created as part of the new policy. She found Imran there during his break, helping Aisha with her homework. Everything all right? She asked. He stood respectfully. More than all right. She looked at Aisha. You must be the brave girl who sat quietly in the car. Aisha smiled shyly. Abu says we should always help people. Zara glanced at Imran. He's right. As she prepared to leave, she paused. You know, she said thoughtfully, my father used to say that the true taste of chai isn't in the leaves, it's in the hands that serve it. Imran nodded. And yesterday, she continued, you reminded me what our company truly serves. He didn't respond with grand words. He simply smiled. Because sometimes kindness doesn't need speeches. It only needs action. That morning, he had risked his job to help a stranger. He had no idea that stranger owned the entire company. But perhaps that was the point. Kindness isn't an investment you calculate. It's a choice you make. And sometimes, when the world feels cold and unforgiving, a single act of compassion can warm more lives than 1,000 cups of chai ever could.